Welcome back. It is Friday, July 21st, and the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way, including two more home run picks for you all. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. Finally, a good day, a 2-0 day. We'll take it. White Sox plus a half in the first five. Logan, great pick. They told you didn't even need the run. They ended up winning the first five outright, winning the game overall. George Kirby, under 2.5 earned runs. A masterclass from George Kirby. Just what we needed. 10 strikeouts, tying his career high. We'll take that. Now, we didn't have any luck on our Dinger Thursday plays, but either way, we're going to come back. They're home run plays. They're going to be, very volatile. But either way, I got two notes before we dive into our favorite plays. Number one, PointsBet, if you haven't signed up for them, great offer they got for you. I mean, if you're a new user on PointsBet, you can get up to $100 back on your bets. Get a second chance up to $100 on your bets for 5 consecutive days. How do you sign up? Sign up top or second link in the description, make a bet, and if it loses, you get it back every day for 5 days straight. So take advantage of that if you haven't signed up for PointsBet. One of the best odds for our picks today is on PointsBet, so take advantage of that. And number two, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's a Friday. The parlay of the day is back. We do a 3-leg hit parlay every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's the top link in the description. It's on Dimers. Go check it out. Go show them some love. We got 3 hitters that we really like to get a hit, and I'm pretty confident if it does hit, we're giving away all the winnings. So take advantage of that. Figure out how to enter that giveaway on Twitter later on this afternoon. But Logan, you got 2 picks today. We'll talk about the dingers at the end of the day. What's your first one going to be?
Yeah, we're going to a player prop for my first pick. I'm going to Tommy Henry of the Diamondbacks. I'm taking his over 2.5 earned runs. Minus 119 on Caesars is currently your best value. Now, if we're looking at kind of pivots right off the bat, if you're like, I'm a FanDuel user, well, I probably would take Reds money line because they were initially my gut pick, if I'm looking at full game. But earned runs is playable on plenty of books. It's not just DraftKings. It's also on BetMGM, DraftKings, Caesars. And if you look at other books out there, earned runs is actually a market that I really like because it's independent on the starting pitcher of that team, right? All you need is that offense to go out and get it done for us. And I think, the Diamondbacks, you look at them on the money line, they're a pretty huge public underdog today. Everyone's waking up. They're taking the Diamondbacks for what they did against the Braves. And, I don't mind backing the Reds in this spot. Now, if the Reds let me down again, I'm out. I'm out on this team because I don't know when to trust them then. Because I think they actually do have a really good matchup today. And I'd rather, just shorten the analysis to the Reds versus Tommy Henry rather than to ask Ben Lively to do anything. The Reds, this is my favorite stat. The Reds have hit this starting pitcher earned run line over in 3 out of their last 4 games. I'll give you a hint on the last time they ended on 2 and went under this. Yeah, think Logan and think Logan Webb and think me picking Logan Webb for him to end on the hook. That one was tough. But other than that, the Reds said, after Logan didn't pick us, we'll go off. We'll get the offense going. And I think we see the Reds offense, going today. Hopefully they don't know that I'm picking them today. I checked the weather as well, which is something you actually have to look at in these earned run props. The weather should be fine today. Tommy Henry should not be saved by the weather because, if you pick an earned run over and then there's only 3 or 4 innings, weather delay, starting pitcher comes out, you probably lose that bet. Prior to his last start, though, Tommy Henry has been under this line in 4 straight starts. In his last start, Tommy Henry gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs in only 4 1/3 innings pitched to the Blue Jays. I think that's kind of like the turning point of regression. I kind of see it coming for Tommy Henry. It's not that I don't think he's decent. It's just I know he was like a 5 ERA guy last year. This year he's a sub 4 ERA, and I think he should probably end up around the mid 4s in terms of ERAs. And 7 hits and 3 earned runs to the Blue Jays to that poverty offense. Yeah, but also you look at Tommy Henry, give up 7 walks in his last 3 starts. He walked the Mets, the poverty Mets, 4 times. He's just lucky that that Mets team couldn't score to save their lives because, that could have been some really big damage done as well to a capable offense. Capable offense, to me, being the Cincinnati Reds, they're hitting 248 in July against lefties. That's not 300 or just smoking lefties, but it is good enough to see damage potential. And look at the Reds, 9th in runs, 14th in hits. If this is mostly a top 10 offense on the year. If they can get anything out of Elly De La Cruz today, I would consider that a massive win because this offense needs him. He's been really up and down, hit or miss this year, but I think he stands a good chance of at least trying to get on base, trying to get in scoring position. And Great American Ballpark is extremely hitter friendly. You don't take unders in Great American Ballpark with any sort of confidence. I think this is a really good bet to make, and I'm taking Tommy Henry's over and earned runs today. I think he gets it done for us today. But Austin, what you going with?
I mean, you talked about it. There's great weather out there. While you were talking about your bet, I actually took Dela Cruz under in bases because there's no chance you're getting any support from him. It's gonna have to be the other guys, and maybe you'll save for a dinger Friday play. We'll talk about it in a second. But I'm gonna go to the Brewers and Braves game, and I'm taking the under 9.5 runs, -120 on PointsBet. One of the our sports book we talked about earlier. They got the best odds here. FanDuel was at -122. Obviously, I'd prefer it at 9.5. If you have to take it at 9, I can take it there too. But obviously, I'd rather not have the post potential if I don't need it. So let's take the 9.5 and hope they don't score 10 plus runs. Now, when I was looking at this full game, I was very close to taking the Braves team total under 4.5, but I rather fade both the two offenses. I don't trust the Brewers really a whole lot too. Although if I were to lean, who do I think wins this game? I think it's the Brewers. Now, yesterday, it felt like I had the under in the Braves game as they were getting no hit, a perfect game by Zach Gallen into the sixth. And then they ended with 12 runs. There were no runs scored in the first, six and a third. And so I feel like I was on that under, and I felt pain for anyone that was on the under. But luckily I wasn't. Didn't matter there. But let's talk about Freddie Peralta, who's going to start for the Brewers, and he's got a 4.41 ERA and a 1.26 FLIP. Now Peralta coming off his best start one of his best starts. I would say his best start of the year. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. So he was obviously very good. And while I don't expect him to do that again, this is a Braves offense that has been a juggernaut this year. What I have to hope is that Mr. Peralta, he's going to give up a home run or two. We'll save that for a little bit later. So the guy I hope it goes to. But at the end of the day, I think Peralta can do his thing. The Braves have seen Peralta before, and they don't have good splits against him. You look at Ronald Acuna, big 1 for 6. Ozzie Albies, 1 for 12. Austin Riley, 3 for 7, who probably just got drug tested. Matt Olson, 0 for 3. Ozuna, 3 for 13. So at the end of the day, 59 plate appearances, 32.2 K percentage, and a .191 expected batting average. Look, I know it's a tall task for Mr. Peralta to come out here, pitch a gem versus a very good Braves offense, but I do think that we'll see Peralta do his thing. And I think he can at least pitch a pretty good outing. I don't think they're going to send Peralta out there for the 7th, 8th, 9th inning if somehow Peralta's cooking them that good. I think they'll go to their bullpen, which has been really good. We'll talk about them in a second. Now, on the other side, it's going to be Michael Soroka for the Braves, and he has a 5.40 ERA and 1.50 whip on the year. Now, he came in, they really hadn't pitched in the majors since 2020, so his first 2 starts were terrible, but his last 3 have been promising, 3.29 ERA and a 1.24 whip. I can live with that. And I think a guy like him could come out here against the Brewers offense that I don't trust at all. I mean, this is the Brewers offense. Sure, they could score 6, 7, 8 runs, but they also could ground into like 9 double plays. This is a team that I have seen, and they're putting Owen Miller in leadoff spot, and that man, I've never seen him get a hit. I don't know how he has a 250 batting average. If I watch this game, Owen Miller is probably going 0 for 5 because he just never does anything whenever I take it. He'll probably go like 3 for 5 today just because that's how it works. But I think at the end of the day, Soroka is going to throw 4 different pitches. It's not like he's hammering 1 pitch down the zone. 4 different pitches. All he needs is, maybe 2 or 3 of those to work pretty well, and then he can probably do his thing against the Brewers. Now, when you get out of the bullpen and into the bullpens, we're looking at the Brewers' best bullpen in the MLB since the All-Star break. Last 10 games have been really good. Braves bullpen can't say the same thing, but I do think that this team has a better bullpen than their numbers have shown over the past 10 games. They only had to use 3 guys yesterday. It's 2 guys the day before. So I'm confident that they can hold down this Brewers lineup. If it's the Brewers scoring, 7 runs, and that's the way we lose the under, whatever, I'll take my L. But I do think that Soroka can pitch pretty well. Peralta can pitch well. Then we get to the bullpens, and we just don't need, a collapse like we saw yesterday in the 2 bullpens in that D-backs and Braves game. So give me the under. I think in game 1, you kind of have a feel-it-out game. You come in with a game plan, and then in game 2, you might see the team's hitters make more adjustments. Hopefully the game plans work originally, and then game 2, maybe you see a bunch of runs scored. But give me the under 9.5 in that Brewers game. But Logan, what's your third play going to be before we get into the home run plays?
Yeah, I'm going with a team total for my last pick. I'm going to the Angels, and I'm taking their under 4.5 team total, -104 on odds on FanDuel is currently your best value. Now, I know this one's going to be controversial. Everyone and their mother is going to be on Angels tonight. When Shohei pitches, he has to be his own run support. The Angels, funny enough, are under this line in 9 out of his 18 starts this year. That's 50%. I mean, that's coin flip odds. And when they go over this team total, it's by the hook. 6 of those 9 overs were exactly 5 runs. It's not like they're just scorching, hot. They're like 10 runs whenever Shohei pitches. It's just that's just kind of like the trends. We're starting out with some trends in this one, and I really did like Pirates plus 1.5. It's the ultimate contrarian play, but I hate asking for that team to score runs, and I think the safer option, and given how I think game flow is going to go in this one, is just to take the Angels under 4.5 team total runs, because I think there's no real way that the Pirates do cover, the plus 1.5 if the Angels are scoring, 5+ runs. It's not how I see this game going. And if that does happen, come back to this one and laugh at me, because I mean that's just not how it went in my brain. But Johan Oviedo starts for the Pirates today, 4.53 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. I'm backing Oviedo because I don't think his last start was a fluke. He's finally, to me, piecing it together. He's been an up and down pitcher for most of this year, but look at his last start. Really impressive stuff. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run against the Giants in his last start. Look at his last 5 starts. You pull it back. 1, 5, 8, 1, and 2 earned runs in his last 5 starts. The 5 runs allowed were to the Dodgers, which is obviously, an amazing offense. And the 8 runs were to the Brewers, who, being a divisional opponent, have seen Johan Oviedo before, and they know how to hit him. And I think you look at the Angels, we've seen this offense hit or miss. It's just kind of how they've been most of the year. They've been really bad, at striking out. Oviedo, he's been getting the swing and miss recently. You've got 10 and 6 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. His K prop set to 5.5 with juice on the over. So they're expecting, the books at least from that line are expecting 6 solid, strikeouts. The Angels, look at them, 10th in runs, 20th in hits, 28th in strikeouts at home. The fact that they're, almost dead last in strikeouts at home, they have a lot of talented hitters on their lineup. But I mean, if they're just not seeing the ball well, they're seeing an unfamiliar pitcher, they could be in swing and miss mode, and we could be in really good chance to cash this bet. You look at the Pirates bullpen, they've not been good. I'm not going to come out and somehow twist the numbers on that. 23rd in bullpen ERA for the Pirates bullpen. But Johan Oviedo has really given this Pirates team some length whenever he's pitched. He's won 6 innings pitched or more in 3 out of his last 4 starts. I think he's in line to have a really quality start today for us once again. If the Pirates cover the +1.5 and the Angels score 5+ runs, I'd be shocked. I mean, that's really how it is. But I think the safer way of sort of backing the Pirates in this one, rather than asking their offense, who's been terrible versus right-handed pitchers, is just that their defense has their back today and keeps them, competitive in this game. I don't see the Angels running away and hiding in this one, especially because it's a late night chase and everyone and their mother will be on Angels -1.5. Look, I'm the contrarian. I don't care. Like I'll pick Angels. If I'm wrong. But I'm taking their under and team total, and that's what I'm rolling with today. But Austin, we do have home run plays as we've been kind of going with. And my home run play, I wish I would have taken this guy yesterday. I'm taking Matt Olson of the Braves, +290 odds on FanDuel is currently your best value. I know, Austin, you are on the under in that game, but Matt Olson, Austin Riley, you cannot go wrong, in my opinion, picking either of those guys. I shouldn't have hopped off the Austin Riley train yesterday. I should have just wrote it again. But I think Matt Olson, being a left-handed pitcher, facing fastball Freddie in this one, I think he could easily put one in the bleachers. So he's going to be my home run pick. But what you going with today?
Yeah, I mean, just hearing the name Matt Olson kind of triggers me, but I'll let it slide. I'll let him get a solo blast in the top of the 9th to be their only run of the game for the Braves. I'll allow that. Now mine's going to be another Matt, and I'm going to go to a pick that you kind of already touched on. It's going to be Matt McLain of the Reds, currently +475 on DraftKings. I like the matchup against Tommy Henry. Logan already talked about Tommy Henry and his stats. Logan didn't touch a whole lot on the weather, but the weather looks prime for Cincinnati. And I think at the end of the day, I think McLain can hit one out. I think a Red's going to hit one out of the ballpark. It's not going to be Ellie De La Cruz. Logan's not getting any support from him. Hopefully it's my man, Matt McLain. I think he'd get it done. You normally never see Ellie and Matt McLain have good days on the same day. So since Logan's on the Reds, no Ellie, that means Matt McLain stepping up, having a big day. Almost considered his over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. But Logan, that's going to be our favorite picks of the day. Some Dinger Friday plays. Let's have a great day. Let's go 3-0. Let's hit those 2 dingers. And, of course, if one of the guys hits a home run, we will give away $100 to one person that is subscribed to the channel and comments down below. It's that simple. Go the Mats. Let's have some good day. We'll see you guys back on Saturday for some more picks. Peace.